Okay, good evening. Our topic for today is William Faulkner. Um, William Faulkner is one of the most interesting authors that I have read before. Why? Because of his own style to write. Um, he was born in 1897 and died in 1962. He was a narrator and poet who won the Nobel Prize by his novel The Noise and the Fury. This novel was one of his best writings, I think, because it's a specific or a special literary style. Yes, in this he tried to use something like an inside monologue and use the jumps of time in different in its different chapters. So it's an interesting way to read. I have to confess that it wasn't easy to read because basically it's the story of a child that has a mental problem. Yes, so he tried to describe the real or his real life in a way that is very difficult to understand, really, because he is obviously a child and he has a problem, so he talk or narrates the story like a different person. So is that the reason? Because it's not easy to read, but it's an interesting writing that I recommend a lot. So as I said, he was one of the most important writers in the modern times of literature in North America. He was the most relevant person in that group that we are studying, that is the lost generation. Why? As I said, because of his literal style, because he used to experiment with literature in many ways. He used different literature techniques that came from Europe, and as you know, Europe was very or a little bit developed in that moment that America, because while Europe was in revolution wars or in different moments in the history, in America we just were slaves or Indians or just Europe was recently coming here. So Faulkner did a difference in American literary techniques because, as I said, he brought up some different techniques from Europe. So, for example, he used to use techniques like inside monologues, use of multiple narrators, time jumps, And those styles were from James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and Marcel Proust. That were people who knows very well the literature, and they tried to understand the history and the world through literature. So they had different styles that Faulkner tried to copy, but also tried to improve. So this literary style that Faulkner had was an important influence in Latin American writers. So, as you know, in the time of the Lost Generation was in parallel the Latin American boom. So Faulkner was a very good or a very big influencer in obviously in Latin American writers like Mario Vargas Llosa or Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So they assured that he was a big influencer for obviously the Latin American boom that you know very well. So this is a little bit introduction about the topic that we are going to try to develop in this and in the other session of class. So in this class you are going to just read some articles that I sent to you in classroom, and the idea is that for the next class we are going to make a debate. I give you some specific roles. So for example, Natalie Solanilla is the person who are going to lead the debate. Natalia is the person who are going to give us the final conclusions, and let me check here. So Claudia, Nicolás, and Tatiana will defend Faulkner, and Jessica, Nigirate, Alex, and Monica will defend to Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The idea is that you're going to answer this question. You're going to debate about it, and as here says, she is the moderator of the debate, so she is going to make the questions and also is going to give them the voice to talk, all of these things. So for this class you just have to read, but in the next class you are going to prepare the debate. So the idea is that every one of you participate in that. It's really important that you read something about life of Faulkner and the life of Gabriel Garcia Marquez. It's very important because according to that you are going to defend very well your point. So I think that is not is important that we see as the next class. So I'm going to put here the link to the next class, and that is all for today. So just enjoy reading and just prepare very well your defense. So this is all. and have a nice week.